Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and it's that time of the week again. It's time for me to give you guys another update on my training, let you guys know what I've done here the past week and what's been going on with my riding. Now, this review is going to cover from Monday, February 6th through today, actually, through the 12th. Today is Sunday the 12th. I'm filming this just after my ride here, finishing up my week. Back on the 6th, on Monday, I started off my week with TrainerRoad's Hawk Mountain Endurance Ride. Did this with a average cadence of 104. Did a 15-minute warm-up, so I did about 2 hours, 15 minutes on the bike, about 45 miles. Now, as you guys know, I'm a big fan of cadence. I like to train with really high cadence. This way here, I train my cardiovascular system to handle the demands of the higher cadence, and I just think that's going to help me later on when I get into my outdoor training rides and races. I just like riding with high cadence, so I like to train that on the trainer. So that was how I started the week off, and then I actually had a rest day on Tuesday. Tuesday was a rest day for me. And then I started up. I started the new Sweet Spot Base high volume plan for TrainerRoad. I did make a couple of tweaks to it. And I'll cover those with you guys. Let you know why I did such. The first tweak was actually the very first day. Pretty much the new version of Sweet Spot Base has you pretty much riding the sweet spot like the entire week. And I wanted to come into this. What I want to do ideally is 1 day a week, probably the first day coming off my rest day. I'm going to supplement that ride, that first week's ride. I'm going to supplement that with one of the TrainerRoad workouts that's a higher intensity factor and that pushes you up, at or above FTP. It's just something I want to do personally. I do want to do 1 day a week where I'm pushing the envelope on FTP work. So that's what I'm going to do. I did that this week, and I did that on the 8th, and I did Washington 1, and actually Washington Plus 1 is the name of the workout. I actually did this workout on a recommendation of a teammate of mine. Scott did this ride, liked it, recommended it, and you know what? I did this. This is basically to supplement this ride here. Basically supplemented doing the FTP test. I didn't want to do the FTP test. I feel like I've got a good handle on my FTP. Don't think I needed the test, and I wanted to just supplement a workout in for that. So I did Washington Plus 1, and basically what that is you had four. I think there were 7. Yeah, there were 4 7-minute intervals at 105% FTP. One of those intervals was actually 106%. But so basically 4x7s at 105 FTP, and it was a tough ride. I did a 15-minute warm up, and I actually did a 45-minute endurance extension at the end of the ride. Actually rode for an additional 45 minutes afterwards at an endurance pace. Did 2 hours on the bike total, about 40 miles. So that was a good hard ride to start the week off, and it kind of reconfirmed for me that my FTP kind of is what I think it is. This was a very tough workout. I mean, I had to really work to get through these. I did an FTP bump just before doing this ride. I bumped up to 291, and I was able to get through, so I left my FTP there for the rest of the week. But that was the workout for the 8th, and then the next day on the 9th. Now I had to make another tweak here right off. Basically because of my work schedule, I had to work in the afternoon on that day, and I don't like to do those upper end workouts. I don't do my best in the morning. So I basically kind of TrainerRoad was calling for Andrews anyways a little bit later on in the week. So I just bumped it up to do it and did it on this day where I had to work in the afternoon. because this was basically the easiest workout of the week. So I did this one in the morning here, and it was Andrews. I did a 10-minute warm-up. Rode this one with high cadence also, averaged 103 cadence. Did an hour 40 on the bike, about 33 miles. And then basically I came into the next day, got back into the plan here. This is one of the scheduled workouts. Did Carolyn Plus One, which is 4 by 20-minute sweet spot intervals at 88 to 95% FTP with a 15-minute warm-up. So I did an hour 45 on the bike, about 36 miles. Tough workout. I tell you what, doing 20-minute sweet spot efforts is tough. It's mentally grueling. It is what it is. It's good work. It's work you have to do to continue to improve. So that was that day's ride. The next day I did Trainer Road's Hunter, which was another. This was actually a 3-set, 3 by 20s. 3 by 20 sweet spot intervals, again, 88 to 92% FTP, a little bit lower. Not by much, just a tad. I did a 15-minute warm-up. So I did 2 hours, 15 minutes on the bike, about 45 miles. Another tough workout, back-to-back days of sweet spot, 20-minute intervals. Tough ride. And then I just finished up my week with Trainer Road's Talac Plus 2, which is a 5 by 15-minute sweet spot intervals at 88 to 94% FTP. Did a 15-minute warm-up. So 215 on the bike again, about 45 miles again, give or take. Another tough workout. Pretty much ended my week with back-to-back-to-back sweet spot intervals, long sweet spot intervals. It was a tough last 3 days. I tell you what, I'm feeling it a little bit right now, coupled with the fact that I, did swapped out for a higher intensity factor ride on the first day, and then endurance extension, plus having to move up Andrews earlier in the week, and then finishing off my week with back-to-back-to-back sweet spot intervals was tough. So my weekly totals, I did just over 12 hours on the bike, roughly 246 miles, give or take, a handful of miles. So very challenging week. This week was a challenging week. Did a lot of riding. One of the tougher weeks I've had over this winter. And now I've got one more ride left on. Technically, my Trainer Road weeks aren't really, right in sync with my weekly update videos. But that's just scheduling. That's part of having a full-time job and life and everything else. So, but that's what I did this past week. It was a tough week of training, a good week of training. Did a lot of sweet spot work, and I know I usually give you guys a watts per kilo update. We'll see what this week's gives me here. My weight is still on point. I actually have been, honestly, I don't know if it's because of the increase in work I've been doing on the bike or not, but I've actually been kind of weighing in a little bit light the last couple of days. But I'm still going to just say that I'm 125 because I plan on eating some extra food here in the next couple of days and kind of making up for the extra calories I've been burning here this week. But so I am pretty much still weighing in at 125. So basically, if I take 291, like I said, I did bump up to 291. If I divide that into my weight in kilograms, I come up with pretty much 5.12 and change on the watts per kilo scale. So honestly, guys, I don't plan on bumping my FTP really anytime soon. This was a tough week. In the last, like I said, that Washington 1 workout was extremely tough. I mean, I had to really dig for literally all I was worth on the bike to get through that one. I did get through it, but it was tough, extremely tough. And even the last 3 days, the last 3 back-to-back-to-back sweet spot days weren't easy. I mean, those are grueling workouts when you're doing 4 to 5 15 to 20 minute intervals at upper end sweet spot. It's grueling, and it was a tough week. I don't plan on bumping FTP. I'm perfectly happy right now where I'm at 291. I'm gonna just hang out here for a little bit, but I wanted to give you guys, of course, I wanted to give you guys an update on this week of training. As always, guys, I appreciate the support here on the channel, and I look forward to seeing you guys right back here in next week's update video.